year, I do feel like my style went through a huge transformation, and it's largely due to the lessons I learned that I'm going to talk about in this video. If you're a regular viewer, you may have heard me talk about these tips before, but I'm sharing lots of visual examples in this video, so it becomes super easy to incorporate these tips into your own styling. My very first style lesson is to mix and match your style. I feel like I used to walk into places like COS, absolutely fall in love with that modern and minimal aesthetic, but I was very confused because I would also walk into a shop that sold florals and really girly pieces and absolutely loved that as well. It took me up until this year to realize that your style can be so much more varied than one word. And let me show you a few examples and you'll know exactly what I mean. In the first outfit, I feel like we've got feminine, bohemian, modern all in one outfit. In the second outfit, we've got a mix of two very different things. In the past, I would have thought cottagecore and very modern pieces wouldn't really go together, but this is a great example where if you have aesthetics that are on opposite sides of the spectrum, you can make it work like she has for this outfit. This last outfit I'm going to share is my favorite. She is combining classic and maximalism in such a chic way. It's a very good mix of being classic, but at the same time being really bold as well. For the longest time, I feel like what was stopping me from finding my style was the need to fit it into one aesthetic, but hopefully you can see here that you can combine two very different things and make it work for your style. My second style lesson of this year is that I can wear my clothes however I would like. And something I've really enjoyed is getting more than one way of wearing an item of clothing. In short, we're basically using style hacks here to get more versatility from our wardrobe. Instead of talking about this one, what I'm going to do is basically show you all my favorite style hacks, starting with my sweater tricks. I recently shared a lot of this in a video, but this time round I'm hopefully going to show how to do it a little bit better. First up, for a sweater, you can obviously put it just behind you and do a tie and have it just over the shoulder, but my favorite way is actually putting it on the side, doing a knot on the side, and then having one sleeve in front, one sleeve in back, and this asymmetrical look. I slightly prefer this trick when the two sweaters are matching color. I currently have navy and black because it's just close to me, but you get the idea. Another sweater trick is that you can put the sweater on over the head and then basically use the sleeves to tie a single knot. When you put a coat over this just looks like one big scarf. I would never wear it like this. If I was to do this trick, I would always have a coat over the top because I think it kind of looks weird if you just have this like bulging sweater in front of your chest. Another sweater trick is basically to have the sweater over the shoulder like we did before and wrap one of the sleeves around. So this works better when you have a longer sleeve sweater, but what happens when you put on your coat is that it will pin this down and it won't move when you're going about your day. The reason why I love this is because I have a lot of sweaters, not a lot of scarves, and this is really maximizing how often I wear my sweaters, and when I wear my pieces a lot, I usually feel very happy. A great style hack that I love is using your oversized shirts as a summer jacket. So in the summertime when you want something super lightweight, your shirts all double up as a jacket. For me, I don't wear a shirt that often, but I actually wear these pieces as jackets a lot, and it makes me happy to wear them for both. They're also really versatile in the way that you can tie them up in so many different ways, each of them giving a slightly different look. And another thing is that these shirts can be great at turning dresses into skirts. The hacks here are definitely not fancy, so I'm not going to show them in detail, but you get the idea. One of my hacks I use the most often is getting an elastic band or a hair tie and using it to shorten a long sleeve. So you basically bring it to your elbow and then you cinch it up, covering the elastic. Because we've hidden the elastic, you really can't tell, and it just shortens the sleeve and doesn't make me fidget with it all day. This works with shirts, it works with jackets. The only thing is find an elastic where it's not going to cut off all your circulation, something stretchy, and this will be a great hack. One of my simplest hacks is to do the belt knot. I feel like most people know how to do this. It's just a reminder to do it, where instead of putting the buckle in as usual, you basically take the belt, move it down, wrap it around the back, and then fold it down again. I think that the knot is a little bit more interesting than the traditional way of wearing the belt, and it's super easy to do. My very last hack is about shortening a longer sweater, and let me show you my favorite way to do that. In this way, you can't be wearing layers underneath, because what you're doing is you're taking the bottom and you're tucking it inside your bra. And what happens is that you get the crop shape. Oftentimes I'll just do a front tuck, but you'll find that for certain pieces of clothing, a front tuck really doesn't work. So if I'm wearing a silk slip, for example, you really can't tuck anything into this without it being incredibly unflattering, and this is when I'll use this trick and wear the silk skirt. The first style lesson I want to share is the rule of 3. Now, the rule of 3 is really great because when I'm looking at an outfit in the mirror and I don't like it, something doesn't feel balanced, I apply the rule of 3 and usually it troubleshoots that outfit. The rule of 3 is basically when you're looking at an outfit, there should be 3 pieces that stand out to you and are the key pieces in that outfit. The idea is that if you have 4 or if you have 2, it's not as balanced as 3, and this is something that they use throughout design, whether that's interiors, photography, whatever. This is a common rule. The outfit I'm wearing is a good example of the rule of 3, where my blazer will be the first one because of the color and pattern, my bag will be the second, the third will be my shoe, either we're talking about the boot or the sandal. They are both the third key piece because it stands out in the outfit. I'm going to share with you a few examples on Pinterest now, so you can see how this rule can be applied to a range of outfits. You can see here that the rule is very flexible and it's really meant to open up different combinations as opposed to restricting you down to following this little rule. The next style lesson I learned, and I really shouldn't be wearing this particular outfit when talking about this one, is that you need statement and unique pieces in a wardrobe to make it feel complete. If we don't have statement pieces, we would actually all look like what I'm wearing right now, just like a plain top and jeans. But it's really the simple pieces like jewelry, maybe a slightly more statement shoe or bag that makes an outfit feel very personalized as opposed to just what everyone is wearing. I also learned that my statement pieces don't have to be absolutely crazy. It can even just be a statement silhouette in a very classic color, and this would be a great statement piece in my wardrobe. We could add at this point a statement bag into the outfit, and it's really just dressing up the basics that I previously had on. Another lesson I learned within this lesson is to differentiate between statement and trends, because sometimes when I think about statement, I'll go for trends, and those things tend to date in my wardrobe a lot quicker than pieces that I genuinely love regardless. When a trend comes out, I like to actually wait till the end of the season, not only because it goes on sale, but also at that point it's no longer trendy, and I feel like I can better assess whether I like it because it is everywhere or whether I like it because I genuinely want to wear it. I found that the right balance for me is about 70% classic items and then 30% statements, whether that's in clothing or in accessories, to create a good balance in my wardrobe. Another statement piece is this bag where it is actually not too crazy, it's just in a beautiful green color and then it's got some cool details along the side. It's a statement piece that I just don't seem to tire of, and that's always a good thing. If you have a more feminine and classic style, this can be a statement in so many of your outfits because it is a larger pearl and a little bit more dramatic than just a pearl stud. In terms of clothing, this is a really good example of a crazy jacket that I just really love. I found this in the outlet sales. I just feel like the color, the shape is really suited to what I like, and it's a statement, but I find myself actually wanting to reach for it a lot more than you would think when you look at something as crazy as this. I wish someone told me in the past that there are more ways than color and print to make an outfit feel interesting and stylish. I used to rely heavily on these two and completely ignore the fact that silhouettes can make a huge difference. Texture texture can make a huge difference, and they were just things that I never thought about until this year. I now have 4 things at my disposal when it comes to styling new outfits, and because I'm relying on 4 things rather than the previous 2, color and pattern, I find that I can create so many more outfits, and you guys have probably seen that in the last year as I restyle my clothing in multiple ways. I feel like this photo is why winter outfits are so chic. There are so many layers and each layer is a different texture, so many textures, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. In terms of silhouette, I've just got this one photo to refer to where she's wearing a beautiful denim dress, and you can see that the denim has structure. So there are definitely denim dresses out there made from a thinner cotton and it's a bit more flowy. This one feels very rigid, and I love that look in this outfit. In terms of silhouettes in my wardrobe, I have a lot of oversized silhouettes, as you may know. Really playing around with silhouettes is not something I've really done up until this year. Adding this type of texture to my wardrobe is also something I've really neglected in the past, and I was definitely more swayed by print. Other than glitter, I've also got this material which has like a crosshatch look to it. I've got things like this which are very woolly and chunky. This is why winter is great for texture. It's so easy to incorporate it. I reacquainted myself with the color wheel earlier this year, and I do feel like it's made a difference in how I put colors together. Complementary colors are colors that are opposite sides of the color wheel. A complementary color combination would be orange and blue or orange and violet, and this is a combination that I really love to explore because it doesn't always have to be bright blue, bright orange. Even this outfit I'm wearing right now, which is a light blue and tan, is actually a slight variation of that. And I really like to start with the complementary colors and then work to a more subtle combination which works for my wardrobe and my style. You can obviously go bold, but if color is not really your thing, you can definitely tone it down to something a bit more soft and neutral as well. I frequently find myself using this coat as an example in this video, but this coat has a turquoise, a brighter blue, and then a khaki. When I put this coat on, I feel like we get a more statement color look, and I just love all the blues together as well as the contrast to the tan. The lesson here is to really use the color wheel if you're struggling with color, and then also to know that you can make complementary combinations as subtle or as bold as you would like it to be. Style lesson number 7 is that you can actually learn things about your own style when consuming style content. If I am consuming content on Pinterest or even here on YouTube, what I really like about an outfit, what I don't like about an outfit, can teach me about my own style. So I'm looking at these 2 Pinterest photos which I showed earlier. This outfit I am obsessed with, and if I was just to say that, then I'm not really learning a lot from it. Whereas if I actually pinpoint elements, I'm actually figuring out more about my own taste and aesthetic. The elements I really love in this outfit is the fact that she's print mixing. And for the top, something as simple as a checkered print with the brown print, I think looks really, really good. The fact that we're combining very bold and classic is also something that I love about this look. Pinning down exactly what you like about an outfit instead of just saying, you know, I love that entire outfit, can be super, super helpful to develop your own personal style, and one of the main things that helped me this year develop my own style. My next style lesson is actually more in organization than it is in style. So my tip is to make sure you can see all your clothes clearly and do your best to display things. Not everyone will have space to hang things, but do your best. Things like this make me use my belts a lot more often because previously I had them wrapped, each in a bag, and then had it in my drawers. So I would just forget about them, whereas now I see them very clearly and I know exactly where they are when I want to wear them. The second part of this lesson is to take things out that you can't wear. So either things that don't fit right now, either things that need mending. It can be very distracting to have them in your wardrobe, and when you can actually wear every single piece in your wardrobe, you feel like there are a lot more possibilities in your wardrobe of outfits you can create, whereas otherwise you're distracted by all the things you can't wear. Every month or 2 when I remember, I also bring my steamer in and basically give everything a quick steam before putting it back, and this also makes me wear the pieces like silk blouses that require a little bit more maintenance of steaming, ironing before wear. These tips seem so small, but they've actually had a big effect on the outfits I've created this year. I wish I could tell my younger self that even if you have the nicest sweater, if you wash it after every couple of wears, it will not last as well as it could. And I think I only really learned this maybe in the last couple of years. With sweaters, I generally like to spot clean them when there is like a small stain and only wash them when they really need to be washed or have been worn a lot. Otherwise, I steam things, I air things out, I use a little bit of a cedar spray to keep things feeling fresh, and it really prolongs the life of the sweater. But I generally like to think that no matter how well made something is, washing does put a strain on it. So I always try, and always assuming we're not compromising on hygiene, to not overwash my clothes, whether that is, sweaters, or whether that's a jean, or even like a cotton top. It will still go through a lot in the wash. My next lesson is a little bit of the opposite to what I just said, but this one will be to wear my clothes and not to save it for a specific occasion. This works in a couple of ways. The first is I'm worried about the clothes being damaged. The second